What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. We got some really crazy stuff to go over here today, and this World War III type of situation now with two major wars going on here, and one in the Holy Land here in Israel, where Jerusalem is. Things are really getting bad here. Take a look at some of this stuff going on here. Look at this congressional report that just came out here. U.S. must be ready for simultaneous wars with China, Russia, and even more. This new report says here, take a listen. Yeah, the United States must prepare for possible simultaneous wars with Russia and China by expanding its conventional forces, strengthening alliances, and enhancing its nuclear weapons modernization programs. A congressionally appointed bipartisan panel said on Thursday. Note, bipartisan panel. Both Republicans and Democrats think this, as a World War III type of situation is already happening here with multiple wars going on here already. The report from Strategic Posture Commission comes amid tensions with China over Taiwan and other issues and worsening frictions with Russia over its invasion of Ukraine. A senior official involved in the report declined to say if the panel's intelligence briefing showed any Chinese and Russians' nuclear weapons cooperation. Quote, we worry there may be ultimate coordination between them in some way, which gets us to this two-war construct, the official said, on condition of remaining anonymous. The finding would upend current U.S. national security strategy, calling for winning one conflict while deterring another, and require huge defense spending increases with uncertain congressional support. We do recognize budget realities, but we also believe the nation must make these investments, said a Democratic chair, while the deputy head of the agency that oversees U.S. nuclear weapons and the vice chair, John Kyle, a retired Republican senator, also said. Now, get this, the report contrasts with President Biden's position that the current U.S. nuclear arsenal is sufficient to deter the combined forces of Russia and China. Quote, the U.S. and its allies must be ready to deter and defeat both adversaries simultaneously. The U.S. led international order and the values it upholds are at risk from the Chinese and Russian authoritarian regimes. And this goes along with what I just said. And this is what a lot of people are starting to think. Was this war, this attack that just happened on Israel in the Holy Land? Remember, the capital of Israel is Jerusalem. Was this attack, this terrorist attack by Hamas, funded by Russia, by Iran, by China, by North Korea? Take a look here. You can see some of these headlines. North Korea's Kim Jong-un shares letters with Russia's Putin, wishing victory over imperialists. You can see here satellite images show spike in border activity as North Korea supplies weapons to Russia for Ukraine war. Remember here that anything that weakens the U.S. or any U.S. allies is good for Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea. In fact, take a look here at what Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene has to say here. It was very eye-opening. Whether you like her or not is beside the point. Take a look at what she has to say here, this warning for Americans.
Welcome back. Gun battles are raging this morning in South Israel as air raid sirens warn of continued strikes on Israel after Hamas launched an unprovoked attack on the state of Israel. This as President Biden and a group of bipartisan lawmakers are pushing for more aid to Ukraine and to be included in the new budget. The U.S. has already committed more than $100 billion in aid to Ukraine since the start of Russia's invasion. Critics are demanding accountability on the aid before any more money is allocated and want to know what specific support the U.S. is giving to America's #1 ally in the Middle East, Israel, as it fights back this morning in a war with terrorist group Hamas. Joining me right now, a woman who voted against sending any more money to Ukraine. Right now, Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, a member of the House Oversight and Homeland Security Committees. Congresswoman, thank you very much for being here this morning. I want to get to the battle for the speaker's race in a moment, but first, you're on the Homeland Security Committee. What is the impact to the homeland, to America, as we watch this horrific story unfolding in Israel this morning?
This should be a wake-up call to every single American, Maria, if they have not been woken up already. What happened to Israel could happen to America because our country has been invaded by millions of people from over 160 countries. And we've been invaded by people we don't even know where they are. There are so many gotaways. The Biden administration cannot keep up with them, and they're all over the streets, all over the entire country. And so what we're seeing in Israel could happen to the United States of America, and it'd be foolish to ever think that that's not possible. And now with what's happening in Israel, we're looking at a whole different situation. I want to track the serial numbers of the weapons that Hamas is using against Israel. And I want to know if they came from Afghanistan or if they came from weapons that we provided to Ukraine. So these are answers that I want from whoever's running for speaker.
We heard from the UN ambassador earlier on Fox and Friends who said right now there could be dozens of Americans, American Israelis, being held hostage by Hamas. How does that change the level of engagement from America?
It's extremely serious. Anytime Americans are held hostage in a dangerous situation like this, where we're seeing women and children being kidnapped, babies held in cages, elderly people were shot and murdered in the streets. And if Americans are being involved in this is a very serious situation that involves our country. Again, I don't want to see America go to war. I want world peace back like we had under President Trump. But we have a crisis, and we're being dragged into this if Americans are involved.
So all these are very good questions, and you guys can let me know your thoughts here in the comments. This is also a very good question. This could happen in the United States. 9/11 happened in the United States. All these things are stuff that America and the Department of Defense, the United States, needs to be prepared for. And these are all stuff that we need to be asking ourselves, and our allies need to be asking themselves. This is stuff that we need to be thinking about. We can't just put this, you can't just not think about this stuff, because this is stuff that is happening right now. And if you read the comment section, you will see so many people just commenting and talking about this is stuff that is written in the Bible. This is stuff that is written in Scripture. You can't not think about it. I mean, these are attacks on the Holy Land in Israel, where Jerusalem is. You got to kind of think about this stuff. Is this stuff that was written about thousands of years ago? You can't not think about it. And this terrorist group, I mean, just take a look at some of these headlines here. Yeah, take a look at this here. At least 27 Americans confirmed. And Gaza hospitals running out of supplies, more by the minute, as this is getting updated here. U.S. aircraft carrier in South Korea, as North Korea leader Kim Jong-un exchanges messages with Putin. Does this remind you of World War II, the Axis and the Allies, as you start to see different sides teaming up and military forces growing on different sides? North Korea, China, Iran, and Russia versus NATO, which is 31 countries. The problem is now is all the different countries that have nuclear weapons. Yeah. Britain orders deployment of military assets to the Mediterranean, and Germany is already backing Israel as well, along with several other different countries. And possibly one of the worst ones here, you guys can read this here. I'm not even going to say this. This is so absolutely just terrible. Absolutely just terrible. This Hamas group is just there's no reasoning with them. There will be no reasoning with them, no negotiating with them. And absolutely just wow. So I mean, this is just pure evil, guys. This is just pure evil. How do you negotiate with somebody like this? Yeah. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here with everything happening here on a daily basis. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on anything. It's completely free to do so. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments. We have to fix this, and these are terrorist groups. You have to fight terrorist groups, or else this will just continue happening. So thanks for liking and sharing these videos. It helps our YouTube channel grow and it helps this stuff get out there. A lot of this stuff does not get reported on the mainstream news. I'm just a realist. I'm just telling you guys the realistic stuff of what is happening. Yeah. Click here to see my video of NATO doing a nuclear exercise coming here within a matter of days. Click on that video next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.